Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're pulling from some pretty dense technical specs and engineering breakdowns. Our mission is to basically decode this master conductor of digital chaos.
Yeah, the HDTV Supply Wolfpack 4K 60 hertz modular HDMI Matrix Switch. It's quite a mouthful, but
It is a total mouthful, but just imagine routing, 32 massive uncompressed 4K video feeds all at the same time across a giant casino floor.
right, and doing it without dropping a single frame or glitching a single screen.
Yeah.
Which is, why we're looking at this today, understanding the actual mechanics behind true commercial-grade AV routing.
Because it's important to note, we're definitely not talking about like that $20 plastic splitter you buy online to hook up two gaming consoles.
Definitely not. I mean, this is a highly customizable chassis. It's specifically designed for zero-fail environments, right?
Like sports bars, data centers, command rooms.
Exactly. Places where if a signal drops, you've got angry customers or you're losing real money. It takes dozens of completely different inputs and just fires them out to multiple displays flawlessly.
So let's unpack how it actually pulls that off. Looking through these physical specs, the Wolfpack uses this one-port slide-in card system.
Yeah, it feels a lot less like a traditional AV switch and much more like a high-end enterprise server blade setup.
Right, or kind of like building a custom PC where you just slot in the exact parts you need.
That's a great analogy. And that architecture is entirely about risk mitigation because those slide-in cards are hot pluggable.
Wait, hot pluggable, meaning you don't even have to turn the machine off?
Exactly. If an input port burns out during, say, the Super Bowl at a packed bar, you don't power down the whole system or ship the entire matrix out for repair.
Oh, wow. So you literally just yank the dead card out.
Yeah, you pull it out and slide in a replacement right then and there.
Yeah.
The rest of the chassis just keeps broadcasting like nothing happened.
That's incredible. So it totally isolates the failure. You're just swapping a single node instead of crashing the whole network.
Which is precisely why modularity is the absolute standard for commercial setups.
Right.
Plus, you can expand later by just dropping in new cards as your venue grows.
Okay, so the hardware is solid, but the software side, specifically the switching lag, is what always trips me up with these things.
Oh, sure. The dreaded blackout screen.
Right. Like when I swap inputs on a consumer device at home, my TV usually blinks black for a second or it throws up a burst of snow. But the Wolfpack claims 100 millisecond seamless switching.
Yeah, it's virtually instant. See, that blackout you get at home is usually a copyright protection issue. It's an HDCP handshake happening in real time.
So the TV and the force are basically interrogating each other to make sure the signal is legal?
Precisely. And doing that takes a few seconds. But the Wolfpack entirely bypasses that lag using EDID, or Extended Display Identification Data.
EDID, so is it like doing that interrogation ahead of time before you even switch the channel?
Exactly. The matrix constantly sniffs out the exact resolutions and capabilities of every connected display. It actively maintains those security handshakes in the background.
Oh, so the authentication never actually drops.
Right. Because it never drops, the video just switches instantly without that purple screen or static.
Okay, here is where it gets really interesting, though. We have this perfectly optimized, instantly switched 4K signal, but standard HDMI cables max out at maybe 30 feet.
Yeah, around 30 feet before the signal really starts degrading.
Right, so you obviously can't run that across a massive casino. And looking at the breakdowns, they aren't even using HDMI for the long hauls. They're just running standard Cat6 internet cable.
Yeah, that's the magic of HD-based technology. It is pretty wild.
Tell me about it. How does that even work?
Well, it lets you send uncompressed, high-definition video, audio, and even PoE power over Ethernet, up to 100 meters over a single CT6 cable.
Wait, power over Ethernet, so you can actually power the receiver at the display right through the data cable?
Yep, without needing a separate wall plug behind the TV.
But hold on a second. A full 4K HDR signal requires like 18 gigabits per second of bandwidth. And a standard CT6 pipe maxes out at around 10.2 gigabits.
That is a very good point. You can't just force that much data through a pipe that small.
Right, you'd bottleneck and lose all your video quality.
You'd think so, but they use a clever technique called color space conversion, or CSC.
Okay, CSC, what does that do exactly?
Well, instead of compressing the native resolution or dropping the frame rate, which our eyes would immediately notice as lag or blur, it compresses the color gamut.
Meaning it's slightly reducing the sheer mathematical variety of colors being transmitted.
Yes, because human vision is incredibly sensitive to motion and sharpness, right?
Yeah.
but we are actually relatively poor at distinguishing between microscopic shades of adjacent colors.
Oh, wow. So it's basically hacking our visual psychology.
Exactly. By compressing just that color data, the massive 18 gigabit signal fits beautifully into the 10.2 gigabit pipe.
And the viewer still perceives a flawless, buttery smooth 4K 60 hertz image.
Without noticing a single thing.
So, looking at the big picture here, what does this all mean? True AV mastery isn't just about plugging a wire into a TV. It requires modular hardware to isolate failures, constant software handshakes to kill lag, and some incredibly clever visual psychology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the final piece is how it all integrates. The Wolfpack uses Open RS-232 scripting.
Which is a standard communication protocol for third-party smart systems, right?
Right. It lets outside systems send raw text commands directly to the switch. You can program a single touchscreen tap to dim the room lights and route the video simultaneously.
Which is amazing for automation.
It really is. And it raises a fascinating thought for you. As we get better at seamlessly and invisibly routing these incredibly complex data streams via automation protocols, are we essentially building commercial environments that function like a human nervous system?
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, just directing massive amounts of sensory information instantly without anyone ever noticing the mechanics at work beneath the surface.
Now, that is definitely something for you to mull over the next time you're sitting at a sports bar watching a game. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.